Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is layout 1 for project 2 of Close to My Heart's In Full Bloom scrapbooking workshop. So this was the layout out of all 6 of them I was the most excited to create. I really loved the design of it. And this was the one that I feel like I got to do the most layering with embellishment. And it wasn't really until this layout I realized part of why I like the Close to My Heart kit so much is because it kind of gives me freedom to use way more embellishment than I normally would if I was using this kit by myself without any instruction. It's so much a part of me to try and stretch my kit and not use more than I have to where sometimes I rob myself of doing these super layery, just use all the embellishment type pages. And so when you have Close to My Heart and they kind of designate a certain amount of embellishment for each page, when you get a page like this where you get a lot to play with and you know it's okay to just use it all, I have a ton of fun with it. So I'm kind of starting to compose this page. They used the texture paste through the stencil to create dots along the top of this teal piece that I am using now. But to me, at first, it almost looked like a notebook edge punch, and I kind of like the idea of doing notebook edge punch more. So instead of doing mixed media along the top of this teal piece, I decided just to use my punch from Kelly, and I love how that looks, so I just decided to do that instead, and it saved me from having to wait through drying time. So I went ahead and did that. A lot of the elements on this page will cross over to the next page since it's technically a double page layout, even though my pages are not really like companion pages or anything, but you'll see a lot of the elements on this page that I'm setting aside will already be done by the time I need to do the next layout. So that will help me then. But now I'm just composing a couple of the pieces. A lot of their black chipboard elements will layer on top of some ephemera backgrounds. So I went ahead and layered up that butterfly and that film strip. And now I'm just going to compose my 12 by 12. And again, I'm gutting whatever I can so I can try and squeeze in extra layouts at the end of the month. But I'm just getting this green diagonal layered as the background, and then I'll have that teal notebook edge punch and the torn floral and a butterfly branding strip being some layered horizontal elements at the bottom. So I'm going to get all of that glued down really quick, and then I get to start layering, and I'm just so excited. I thought about having a black mat around the border like I did on the first couple pages, but on this one I just decided there's too much layering going on to have to worry about that, so I'm just going to mat it across the whole 12 by 12, and this is where I'm just compiling that horizontal element, and then the background is done and I just get to play. And there's so much embellishment. I really could have gutted a massive portion of this green diagonal, but there's also so much layering that I don't want to have to worry about the gap and working around it, so I decided to just layer on top of it and it'll be fine. But it did hurt a tiny bit covering up this much of the screen background and not saving it, but it's okay. I'm trimming off the edges so all of those papers are lined up, and here's my 12 by 12. I went ahead and matted my photo in the black cardstock, and I'm pretty much going to start with my photo cluster and then layer around this circle with all of the different embellishments that they give me to play on this one. So I have the film strip there, there's a couple florally bits in that lower left hand corner, the butterfly goes on the right at the edge of the circle, and then all of these florals get to be tucked and layered around the entire edge of this circle, which is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of the bits that get layered are die cuts, but a whole bunch of them are stickers from the sticker sheet. So I'm trying to lay out all of the freely moving die cuts, and then I'll go through the sticker sheet and figure out which ones are also added. But I love this. The only thing, I really layered this pretty exact to what they did. The only thing I tweaked was I spread the clusters out a tiny bit so that the leaves go all the way down to the butterfly. I think I liked the idea of these florals completely circling this circular journaling spot. So I just spread them out a little bit so they really would arc all the way around from the film strip to the butterfly. So that's the only thing I really tweaked, which really wasn't much of a tweak. And then there are some light bulb embellishments that go within this journaling area, which I also thought was really cute. So I'm just trying to get all of the stickers on that ruler so I know what I have to work with. And this is where you can truly see what I mean. Like, I would never use this much embellishment on one layout if it was for myself. Or for like me making my own layout. I just wouldn't even think to use this much. And it is just so much fun having the ability, like, granted permission pretty much to get all the things on one page. And I love the way this turned out, and the process of just getting to put all of this on one layout just was a lot of fun. So I'm kind of getting everything together here. I'm trying to decide which pieces I want to pop up on some foam. So the big yellow cluster, florally cluster that'll be at the bottom left hand corner of my photo, that'll have some foam. Pretty much any piece that is going over a bunch of other layers, that's the top element, will be on some foam. So the Happy Days label, that'll go over the photo. The solid black butterfly will have some foam. The light bulb that's a die cut will be on some foam, and then the other light bulbs that are stickers will be flat, but I like how there's just that surprise of dimension on the one. And then the Live in Bloom, full bloom title will have some foam. So now that I have everything roughly laid out where it's going to go, I need to start sticking everything down. So that takes quite a bit, but I'm really just following what they did here. I'm not having to think too much about this. I'm really just following their layout because I really liked how it ended up spacing out. So I'm trying to stick true to that. Starting over here by the photo cluster and the film strip. And then again, I'll just arc around around to the butterfly. And then I'll kind of start. This is Avery's 4-month picture, but I didn't really have anything like any text that my sister had written about any like 4-month benchmarks or anything. But I did want to make sure that it was obvious that this was his 4-month photo. So I decided I would pull in some black foam thickers again. I love the way the black foam thickers look with this collection. So I'll pull that in again and decide to do my title in the journaling spot instead of journaling. And then the Live in Full Bloom will just be an extra embellishment thing. But I kind of wanted, like, if I didn't need to journal, use that spot to really frame a nice, juicy, black, bold title. So that's what I decided to do instead. The Live in Full Bloom and the butterfly are getting laid down. I have my Happy Days title, and now everything else, all of these florals pretty much just get layered up around the circle between those two bits. Oh, I guess I'm doing the light bulbs now too. I think I'm procrastinating doing all of the florals around the edge because there's just so much, but I had fun doing it once I got to that point. And I love the light bulb motif. It's not a motif I would pick for myself or go towards, but I actually think the light bulbs is like a really good motif to have for growing or learning type of things, just because to me, light bulb is like an idea. So when a baby's growing and constantly learning and all of that kind of stuff, I think it is kind of a sweet motif, because when I first saw it, I was like, that's kind of random. But then I was like, you know what? It could work. So I'm kind of thinking about it in that context. And obviously we're scrapbookers, so we're scrapbooking photos. So I feel like film strips can always go on a page. It doesn't have to be like a actual like movie or something you're documenting. So I kind of like that motif as well. And they add so much texture, the film strips, and the way these butterflies or the big butterflies cut out so intricately, I really like all of those different details. But now that I have adhesive on everything, it's time to just stick everything down. And this is the part, like, I had so much fun. It was annoying having to put so much, like, adhesive on all these tiny little bits. But once I got around, sorry, Marcus is playing with friends again in the background if you hear him yelling. But yeah, I had so much fun when I got to this point of just getting to stick everything down. So we're going around. I'm trying to make sure I follow the guide, so I kind of keep hesitating to check where they put everything so that I could put it there too. But I love this, and I like the way that they kind of balance the black again. The black they layered and had spread out very nicely in their page, so I kind of just wanted to follow what they did. I think nothing here has any dimension except for the solid black butterfly at the top there and the small blue flower. I will pop both of those up on some foam just so they have some dimension. But that's pretty much their layout now. So I've caught up, I've done what they did. Um, and you can really see like how much layering there was, but how little time it took me. And that's why I have so much fun playing with this stuff, because I used this whole kit over one weekend, and it was just so much fun. So now that I have that down, I am committing with the butterfly, and then that little Live in Bloom title that is also popped up on the foam. And then from there, I can just put my title down and finishing touches. So again, I think I'm going to pull in my Hobby Lobby enamel dots, the blue ones, and then I'm hoping, I know I have some more periods on all of the black alpha sheets, so I've really been enjoying pulling those in and using those as finishing touches as well. So I am doodling in the little cord for the light bulbs with my pen, which is another really cute detail. And then I think I'll go and find my title next. I'm not sure. Yes, title. This is the root beer float font, and it's my favorite thicker ever. It is really big, juicy letters though, so it's really hard if you have to spell something with a lot of words, because it'll take up space like nobody's business. But for something like this where it's just 4 months, it was just like the perfect bold element to fill out that space. It grabs your attention, it tells you what this page is about, and I used 3 stickers for that. So I'm going around the edge again in my Ranger peeled paint green ink. And then I'll go in with my finishing touches. You saw I already spread around a couple periods, which give you some nice bold black details around the wreath. But I'm going to go in with some of the blue enamel dots too, just in a couple areas to add some pops of the blue. But yeah, I had the most fun, I think, on this page out of all of them this month. So it's fun. It's fun watching how it all comes together too. But I think that's it. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. You'll see the companion page to this one next, which not actually a companion page, but part 2 of this project. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.